And while we're on the topic of fenders, here's my right side, which is undamaged. But the donor car had these items on it, like this, which I think Nissan calls Mudflaps for some reason. Anyway, they bolt on right here. My car didn't have them, but I figured, well, since I'm pulling pieces off, I'll just go ahead and put these on. And it goes kind of like this, sort of over the this bottom body skirt. So I'll just go ahead and bolt this on here and see how that looks. There's an extra hole needed. You can see there are two holes here for this that this part doesn't have, but there's a little bit of an indentation right there. So I'm guessing that's where that screw would go. And I've got some of these screws and sort of mounting clips for this type of stuff, so hopefully that will work for me. Now for this mud guard here, there's also a hole right underneath it for a third screw that attaches it to sort of this side sort of body skirt right here. Now mine doesn't have a hole for the screw, and there's no really good place for a kind of a panel clip to go in there, but I'm thinking I can just screw it in and go right into the bottom part of this material here, which is kind of like a flexible plastic, and that'll hold it in from the bottom, and then it should be all set. So while I'm doing that, I've got this mud flap that I took off my donor car, and we're going to put this on right here, just in the same way that I put the other one on. So we've got the screw that goes in here, right there, and there's the hole, I guess, or not quite a hole, but a dimple where the other one would have been. And I'm going to get a little clip like this to hold that in right there, and do the usual thing around here. And it's now just occurring to me that if there are mud flaps here for the front, there should be rear mud flaps, which of course mine doesn't have, and I'm betting that my donor car did. So why didn't I think to pull those off while I was there? So now I'm going to have to see if I can find some way to track these down, because I do know now that there are rear mud flaps, and they're color keyed, so they're the same color as the car, and they don't quite hang down like mud flaps, but they just sort of cover this area right here. So if I'd been smart and thought about taking off the front ones, I should have looked at the rear as well. So I'm putting on this mud flap here. I'm using this existing hole here, of course, and there's not a hole here, but as I mentioned on the other one, there's a little dimple. So I've placed this clip for the kind of the body panel screw right there, and so I see the dimple right there in the middle of it. And I'm going to take this kind of push out little hole through this kind of plastic of this side skirt to get a place for the screw to start. So I'm doing that right there to get this ready before I put this on.